crafty friends, it's Courtney Brickner, the CV behind the Crafty Brick. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, if you've been here for a minute, welcome back. The holidays are upon us, so there are things that you guys are thinking about getting, and I want to share my top 10 things that I have in my craft room that I cannot live without. Some of them are definitely going to have some good Black Friday deals, some Cyber Monday deals, some are already on sale, so some just have good prices all around, all year. So I want to share all of those things with you today. I've got a list of 10 items that I put together, and they're all things that I love and things that I use on a regular basis. So without further ado, my top 10 craft tools and supplies. Let's get to it. First up, my We Create. It's in the raised position right now, but it does go down so that it's a little bit lower. It comes to about right here, about 12 inches high. It's got a nice work area, about 16 inches by 11 that it can accept materials for. It does engraving, it does cutting. I also have the rotary attachment, which you can... I have seriously done so many amazing projects with this tool right here. I have made engraved tumblers. I've done a large welcome sign. I've done door hangers. I've done just small crafts. I've made a clock. I want to show you some of the things that you can make with this machine. I love it. The price point is really good for getting into a laser cutter. I've got it vented out my window, so it's sitting right here beside the window. It's just great. I think you will love this laser. I know that since we're talking laser cutters, I can't leave out my X-Tool F1 Ultra. I do really love this machine as well. Definitely not, it's not going to be your only laser because the work area is really small. It's much smaller than what you can do with your We Create, but I think it's really, really great with the laser cutting and metals or laser engraving and metals. It will cut wood as well, but like I said, the work area is just a little bit small. Let me zoom in and show you. So you see this area is about 9 by 9 inches. I use this a lot. You can use it to line up your material so that you can engrave in the same position every single time. That's how I engrave my jewelry, and it works out really well. It also comes with this grate that you can also use for doing your cutting or your engraving. But like I said, it's hard to compare the two lasers because of the difference in size. If you're really looking for a laser engraver that can cut all things and the bigger sizes, you're probably want to go with the We Create because it's a little bit more versatile. But if you want speed, this baby is so fast. Look at this. This took 24 seconds. Lots of little letters, some fine detail on that wreath there. The We Create would take, I don't know, maybe 6 minutes to make this. So I just love how quickly this thing can do engraving on metal. One of the things that I like making with this the most is my mirrored mindset necklaces. So like you can see the detail on that necklace there. And then this one is actually cursive, and it's just so fast. So if you want to do engraving on metal, I think your best bet is getting the X-Tool F1 Ultra. It does a really great job. So it just kind of depends on what you are looking to do. All right, let's move over to heat presses. This one is not the newest one from Heat Press Nation. This is the Signature Series, but I just have to include it because it's still one of my favorite heat presses. I love that it's a 16 by 24 inches. A lot of times you're gonna see heat presses that are 16 by 20, which is a great size, But I love this one because when I'm making like sublimated towels or something like that, or I need a larger work area, I like this horizontal option, and I like that it's 24 inches. This one is the shore pressure. So it's got this little knob right here so you can set it and you can write it down and get the same pressure each time when you're making your project. So you don't have to like turn the knob, check the pressure, turn the knob, check the pressure. If you made a towel and you know that the pressure was 20 before, next time you make a towel, you can turn the pressure to 20 and you are not going to have to mess around with figuring out what the settings are. So I like that. It's a little squeaky, Don't worry about that. Yours isn't gonna come squeaky. I've had mine a while. I need to put a little something to get the squeak away. It's auto open. It's got the pull out drawer. See here. So I really like that. But let me show you the other Heat Press Nation press that I have. That is their newest one, and it's great as well. All right, we've moved into my other work area. This is the True Spec heat press from Heat Press Nation. It is a 16 by 20 inch press. It is also automatic open. It also has a slide out drawer, but another feature that this one has that the Signature Series does not. Let me show you. There's a little knob down here. Check this out. The platens are interchangeable. So you can take off your big platen and you can have one for sleeves or pant legs. And it just slides right in here. And then you lock it into place. I have a video that shows exactly how to use this press. There are 5 different sizes that you can get. I love this one for neck labels or even sometimes a little something on the cuff that you're pressing on. It's just nice to be able to switch those out. This one also has the pressure settings that you can put in and it can remember them. So you can write it down and just remember the pressure that you used last time and you don't have to try to mess with the pressure as well. So that's the same thing as the Signature Series that it's got, but it's got upgraded platen, upgraded heating technology, and the interchangeable platens is just really a game changer. So I love this True Spec. All right, while we are still on heat presses, I cannot leave out my HTV Ron AutoPress 2. I love this machine. Why, you wonder? Because it heats up in 6.5 minutes. That's why, and it does a good job. It gets the job done. My other presses, the Heat Press Nation ones that I showed you, those are gonna take about 20, sometimes 25 minutes to heat up. So if you are in a rush and you just wanna make a quick project, this is your go-to. This is the updated one. So it's got a thicker clearance right here than the AutoPress one. It has the slide out drawer. I typically keep an extra pressing pillow in here just to have a little bit more pressure. It doesn't come with this. It does come with a regular pressing pillow on the platen already. And this one has pressure settings that you can change. You can increase the pressure on it. And you can have memory. So you can, if you've got, maybe you're using DTF and you know you're always using 300 degrees and you're doing 15 seconds, you can just set that in. So right when you turn the machine on, you just press your memory set and then you're ready to go. And it heats up so fast. So this one, do not sleep on the HTV Ron. I had the AutoPress 1. I really loved that one. It had some things that I wish they had changed. They made those changes to the AutoPress 2. So if you've been thinking about getting this one, I do think it's a great machine. If you're making mostly hoodies, then this might not be for you. I feel like it, with that small clearance, you know, with the other heat presses I have, it's got the clamshell. So you open it up and you have a lot of clearance to work with and no issues if you've got thicker materials. This one, sometimes it's a little challenging to get your thicker materials inside that small clearance. I still do it, but I feel like if you were doing that all the time, then it might get a little frustrating and this might not be the best bet for you. But I'm trying to give you all the options so you can make the best decision for what works for you and your heat pressing needs. So those are my 3 heat press options that I have. They're all in my workspace. I use all of them. So I use them for different things. You might not have room for 3 heat presses, but choose the one that's going to work best for you. Now let's move on to DTF printing. All right, if you have been following me, you know that a couple months ago, I got a new DTF machine. This is the Lancelot M1630 Pro DTF machine. The thing that I love so much about this DTF machine, it comes with its own laptop. This is a Lancelot laptop. Every single person that purchases this machine gets this laptop. Is it the best laptop? To be honest, I don't really know. I don't need it to do more than run this printer. All I do with this laptop is bring in files that I have created on my regular laptop. I bring them in, import them into the software, and I print. It doesn't have to do anything special for me. So in my opinion, the last 2 months, this has been great. The reason I like it is because I typically use a Mac. Macs don't work for DTF printing. You have to have a Windows run computer in order to use the DTF printer. So I haven't had a DTF printer up until this point, but this changes everything. So you've got the drivers that you need, you have the software that you need, all of the installation instructions are on this machine. So when you get it, you watch all the videos on there, set it up, and you're good to go. I have the combo that includes the shaker dryer. I have some love-hate relationships with the shaker dryer. I did a video on that. You can check that out. It doesn't work the best for what I need. If you are making long gang sheets, this is great. If you are not, I do not think that you will want the shaker dryer. You would probably do better off with just the oven. Let me show you the oven. So here is the Lancelot oven. You just lift the lid, you can put your prints in and close it, and it's got a timer on there, which I really like. I have problems with leaving the dryer and not coming back in time, so the timer is nice. I actually ended up getting another timer for when I'm using the shaker dryer. I just push my timer there and so I can remember. Now you'll notice that my vent is not hooked up to this. It's because I just received the Lancelot, the separate dryer, so I hooked up my vent to that. I've got an inline fan up there and then it vents out my window. But typically this is going to be hooked on to my dryer here. So I definitely suggest hooking the vent on to the machine so that it can vent out. Otherwise, you're going to have some unhealthy elements in the room that you're working in. People have been asking me what materials I use with this machine. I have typically just purchased the Lancelot film and the Lancelot ink that you can get on Amazon. Links down below. I personally don't really like using the single sheets. I prefer to use the roll. I just find that it's easier to work with. I have the sheets, but I prefer just using the roll. So I got the bundle with the roll and all of the ink included. All right, as far as cutting machines go, if you've been following me, you know my heart belongs to Romeo and Juliet. They're both sitting here on the universal cutter stand from Caesar. I am obsessed with these machines. I have used Cricuts in the past. I have also used the Silhouette Cameo. If I have to choose between those 3 machines, Romeo and Juliet all day long. Their ability to print and cut with such precision is unbeatable. And the speed with which they cut, I love it. It's just great. I use the Leonardo Design Studio software. Typically that's where I design, and then I can send the designs to cut. They stay in here. I use both of them, and you can get those actually at thecraftybrick.com. So you can check the description below and you can see those. I have other videos showing their capabilities with cutting stickers, with cutting puff vinyl, cutting regular vinyl, HTV, or Easy Weed, not Easy Weed, yeah, Easy Weed, PSV, that's what I was thinking. So I have other videos on that. If you want more information on like how they actually work, you can check that out. Love them. Definitely recommend for cutters. If you really don't feel like you need a DTF printer, but you enjoy using DTF prints, my top option would be using Caesar Easy Transfers. You can create your design, upload it directly on to thecraftybrick.com in the easy transfer section, and then you can order it and Caesar ships it right to you. They're quick, they're easy, and they're good quality. They're a hot peel. They're a one press necessary for them, and I think the quality is really great. So if you really don't want to invest in a DTF printer, but you want DTF prints, Caesar Easy Transfers are definitely the way to go. If you love making tumblers, this HTV-RON A200 auto tumbler press is the way to go. It comes with accessories that you can make skinny ounce tumblers, or skinny ounce, 20 ounce skinny tumblers, little glass cans, those 12, 16 ounce glass cans, candle holders, those glass candle holders, and you can get the other attachment or the bundle that includes this to make the 30 and 40 ounce tumblers. Let me show you what I made. Look at this. It turned out so good. This tumbler press has attachments. So it comes with these silicone mats. This is what you're going to be using for your glass cans or your skinny tumblers. They've got two different thicknesses. And then this is the one that you would use for your really big tumblers, your 30 ounce tumblers. And it goes like that. I've got a video on how I set it up and how I used it to make this tumbler, and you can check that out. But A200 tumbler press is definitely a good option if you are making all different size tumblers. Now, if you're really not making the large tumblers and you typically just make the skinny tumblers, but you also like making mugs of different sizes, then I would say this Walla press mug and tumbler press would be for you. It will do the 20 ounce tumblers, and you can have attachments that can do mugs as well. So if the large tumblers are not really your cup of tea, then you don't need the A200 because you're never going to use that large tumbler feature. And this one also does mugs. So we've talked a lot about the tools that we're going to use to make things, but what about the blanks that we're going to be using? I love to get my mugs and sublimation supplies. I get a lot of those from Heat Press Nation. I also get a lot of things from Amazon. So I'm going to drop some links to those as well, like my luggage tags. I get those from Amazon. Earrings, my HTV-RON sublimation earrings, mugs, I get from Heat Press Nation. So I have a lot of different places that I use to shop for blanks. So I'm going to drop some of those down in the description as well, so you can have all the stuff you need to make all the stuff you want. So I hope you found that information helpful and that it provides you a little more information so that you can make an informed decision on what tools and supplies you would like in your craft room. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the notifications so that you don't miss anything crafty. And if you want any information on any of the stuff that I talked about, check the description. All the links are down there below. I will see you soon. Until next time, stay crafty, my friends. Bye.